I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes, so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler Sports and this is the Sport Report.
And I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports. Welcome to a special edition of this all crazy sports newscast.
Broadcasting from somewhere in the United States.
Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Monday, May 20th, 2019.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report. It's time to get you caught up on what's happening in the world of sports. This is Top of the Order.
In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
This is Top of the Order.
Oh, this was a tough one to determine for today's top story. Was it a double overtime thriller in the NBA? Maybe a hat trick in the NHL? No, Brooks Koepka, Bethpage Black, upstate New York, one of the top 5 toughest golf courses in the world. Brooks Koepka is the defending champion of the US Open back-to-back years, first time since Curtis Strange in 89 and 90 to do that, and the defending PGA Championship champion, trying to become the second player all-time to win back-to-back Wanamaker trophies after Tiger Woods in 1999 and 2000 and 2006 and 2007. Well, Brooks did just that, but not without some drama. Koepka had a 7-shot lead entering the final round with a few golfers on his tail, if you consider 7 shots back on his tail, and he almost blew the entire 7-shot lead. It was a 6-shot lead after he exited the 10th hole and Dustin Johnson had bogeyed the 11th, but it changed in a New York minute. By the time Koepka had gotten off the 15th green, it was a 1-stroke lead over Dustin Johnson, but as Dustin Johnson does in major championships, he fell off the wagon towards the end. He now has 4 runner-up finishes in majors, 1 in each major, which is the wrong kind of Grand Slam you want in your career, but granted, he played well. He's got 1 US Open under his belt, we can't forget about that. Anyways, back to Koepka. He has now won 4 of the last 8 majors, the last and only player to ever do that, Tiger Woods, who won 7 out of 11 majors, including his Tiger Slam in 2000 and the start of the 2001 season, when Tiger won 4 consecutive majors, but not in a calendar year. Koepka is shaping up to be one of golf's great stories to take over a storyline after Tiger Woods retires in a few years. But we said that about Rory McIlroy and Jordan Spieth, but this one feels different. For whatever reason, it feels different. We'll see how it plays out over the next few months and years. The next championship for the major championships is the US Open at Pebble Beach, June 13th through the 16th. That is Father's Day weekend. Will Koepka win that? Or will Tiger have a repeat, or somewhat of a repeat, of his 15-shot victory at Pebble Beach in 2000? We'll see. It is one of Tiger's favorite courses. But Brooks is playing hot golf right now. It just remains to be seen how this unfolds. Now, in the sports world, there were other things that occurred. We skipped the Preakness the other night because we wanted to see if it was going to be like the Kentucky Derby where they reviewed it afterwards, but there was nothing to review, but we still wanted to be sure. War of Will, who was obstructed in the Kentucky Derby and got maximum security disqualified in the end because he was obstructed, won the Preakness. And Bodie Express, who was someone's pick, got rid of his jockey right outside the starting gate and ran to the finish line, but they credited him with a did not finish because he didn't have a jockey. They will go to Belmont Park for the Belmont Stakes, the oldest race in the Triple Crown, the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont Stakes. Will Kentucky Derby winner Country House be in the field? Will Maximum Security be in there? Will War of Will be in there? That remains to be seen, but we'll know more in a couple of weeks. For now, War of Will has won the Preakness, and there will be some storylines heading to upstate New York in under 3 weeks. Before we head to basketball and hockey, we'd like to mention that Bayern Munich won their 7th consecutive Bundesliga title in Germany's top flight in soccer. The Deutscher Meister is Bayern Munich for the 7th consecutive season dating back to 2013. Now they will lose some players in Franck Ribéry, Thiago, and others during the off-season, but they've done well, and Borussia Dortmund kept this very close. They only lost by 2. Now to the National Basketball Association. Double OT, you say? Well, yes we do. The Milwaukee Bucks traveled across the 49th parallel to take on the Toronto Raptors, and boy, was this a good game. Giannis Antetokounmpo was only held to 12 points, but he had 23 rebounds in the double overtime loss to the Toronto Raptors. Toronto 118, Milwaukee 112. The series is still Milwaukee in the lead 2-1. Game 4 is tomorrow night in Toronto. But for Game 3, we'd also like to mention that Kawhi Leonard went off, 36 points in 52 minutes of gameplay. Pascal Siakam had 25 points and 11 rebounds in just under 52 minutes, and Marc Gasol had 16 points and 12 rebounds. Leonard also finished with 9 rebounds and a rebound short of a double-double, and he helped his team along. They win by 6 and changed the entire course of this series. Tonight in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors will look to close it out in Portland in Rip City, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Now we head to the ice for the one game on the NHL schedule. Hockey, eh? Well, yeah, there was some hockey. St. Louis Blues 5, San Jose Sharks nothing. The Sharks were shut out at home. Jaden Schwartz had his 10th, 11th, and 12th goals of the postseason, and Vladimir Tarasenko had his 7th of the postseason en route to St. Louis's 5-0 victory to take a 3-2 series lead in the Western Conference Finals. Game 6 will be on Tuesday, May 21st, tomorrow night, if you're listening to this today, at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
And Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight and the Mets win it.
Touch 'em all, Joe.
Home run! Mike Piazza!
Jeter backhands from the outfield grass. Got it! Man, what a play!
Now from Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball had 15 games on its schedule, but only 14 of them actually finished. Why, you ask? We'll get to it in a sec. We start at Yankee Stadium, where the New York Yankees defeated the Tampa Bay Rays 13-5 to retake the AL East lead as they wrap up the series, taking 2 of 3 from Tampa. New York may have the most members in the league on the injured list, but they now lead their division in mid-May. Now, baseball divisions are not won in mid-May, but they're winning the division in mid-May with, at least a dozen players on the injured list? A lot of players are on the injured list is what we're trying to say. Miami Marlins 3, New York Mets nothing. The Mets have been held to 3 hits over the last 2 games. The Marlins have scored 5 total runs. Noah Syndergaard falls to 3-4 on the season for New York. LA Dodgers 8, Cincinnati Reds 3. Both teams scored 3 runs in the 9th inning. It's still a 5-run win for the Dodgers. Cleveland Indians 10, Baltimore Orioles nothing. Baltimore had 5 hits on the afternoon. Shane Bieber is 3-2 on the season for Cleveland, no relation to Justin Bieber. Milwaukee Brewers 3, Atlanta Braves 2 in 10 innings. Christian Yelich hit his 19th homer of the season, but the winning run came from Ben Gamel on his 2nd homer of the season, a fly ball to center field. It's a home run, and he wins the game for Milwaukee in the top half of the 10th. Toronto Blue Jays 5, Chicago White Sox 2. In 10 innings, a walk-off win. It was Nomar Mazara with the walk-off sac fly in the 10th inning to give the Texas Rangers the 5-4 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals in 10 innings. Kansas City Royals 5, LA Angels 1. In 10 innings, San Francisco Giants 3, Arizona Diamondbacks 2. In the 10th inning, it was Pablo Sandoval, Panda Bear. He hit his 7th homer of the season to left field to win it in the top half of the 10th for the Giants. Philadelphia Phillies 7, Colorado Rockies 5. The Phillies plated 4 runs in the 6th inning, and that put him up for good. Pat Neshek had his 3rd save of the season for Philadelphia. Chicago Cubs 6, Washington Nationals 5. Well, Cishek had a really good outing. 2 1/3 innings in the save. It's his 4th save of the season. Joe Madden has opted to not protest against the Nationals, as we said the other night. He will not protest against the loss. Boston Red Sox 4, Houston Astros 3. The Red Sox won in the 7th inning when the man, the myth, the Xander Bogaerts had his 13th double of the season to center field. Mookie Betts. Mookie! He scored. Best Mookie in Boston since 1986. Mookie Wilson for the Mets. We're not talking about Mookie Wilson, though. Boston Red Sox fans do not have good memories of him. Billy Buckner. Continuing, Seattle Mariners 7, Minnesota Twins 4, Pittsburgh Pirates 6, San Diego Padres 4. That would be the final completed game. As we said, 14 games were completed. The 15th game was not. Why, you ask? Well, because there was a lot of weather in the Motor City, and the Oakland Athletics are leading the Detroit Tigers 5-3 in the bottom half of the 7th. But in MLB, you can suspend a game, and this game will be suspended for a while. It'll be picked up on September 6th in Oakland when these two teams meet again. It's the only other time they meet this season, according to the calendar. They will play in Oakland, finish this game, and then play in Oakland as well.
That's the Sport Report.
For Monday, May 20th, 2019.
For now. I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. Do you want to contact Chandler Sports or members of the Sport Report team? Visit sportreportcws.com.
This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler Sports is strictly prohibited.